All right, here we go. All right, it is the day before Thanksgiving here in the US of A. This is evidence-based audio number 194, and this is the elusive Windows Snow Leopard. All right, so first of all, there's some Black Friday sales going on, some Isotope stuff that says $49. If you want to buy some sort of, I guess, $200 a year Pro Tools subscription, that's like $100 off. SSL's got something for $49. What's going on here? Let's see. Let's take a look. Wow, so $49 for all the compressor things, or is this all three of them? Let's see. I have no idea what this is. Is this $49 each or $49 for all three? It says normally $400. It's $50 right now. The drum strip, vocal strip, and guitar strip, whatever that is. So normally $400 for $50. That's a pretty nice deal. All right. Let's see. IK Multimedia's got a bunch of stuff going on. I know everybody's talking about Tonex right now. Let's see what they got for theirs. I think the lower versions of Tonex you can't capture with, but after that you can. $800 off for IK Multimedia Total Studio Max. I don't know if that comes with every single T-Rax product. That's kind of an insane deal. $200. I don't think so though, because it says, maybe. Amplitude 5 Max for $99. So I wonder if that comes with Tonex. Where's Tonex? I don't know why I'm sniffly. Sorry. Where's Tonex? Is Tonex not in here? Let's take a look at the Amplitude Max. Don't see Tonex, but man, that's still a screaming deal there. A bunch of more Isotope stuff. So Easy Drummer 3 for $180. Now, what do they deliver that on? Do you actually download that, or do they send you hard drives or something? And a free EasyX expansion if you buy it now. That's kind of nice. Yeah, it looks like it's download. I don't know if what is that, Superior Drummer, I wonder. Yeah, only $1,000 for buy 10, get 10 free Universal Audio plugins. McDSP. And I am sniffly and I'm sorry. All right, well, that's enough of that. One of the ones I really wanted to have a look at, and I know I've been talking way too much Helix stuff lately, but I've pretty much forcing myself to use almost exclusively Helix Native for all my guitar and drum recording and mixing now, and I'm real happy with it. I know, we talk a lot about this stuff, but in terms of being a good plugin for doing stuff with, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So $199 right now. Normally it's $400. That's like a $200 savings. If you have a Helix, I think you get some kind of special deal on this anyway. But if you're, I hate to. There's a lot of stuff that could be done better, but I tell you, Helix Native is pretty awesome. It's a little hard to automate because of how the parameters are named, but there's actually a way around that too. But anyway, $200 over at Sweetwater right now. I'm sure you could buy it someplace else if you don't have a Sweetwater or can't order from them from where you are. So next thing I want to show you is Adaptive Grid. This is a script from Feed the Cat in Reaper. And this is This is a pretty handy deal. I don't know if you see, if you're like me, you're always changing grid sizes on the drums. I have a special macro setup. I'll show you that in a second. But uh, if you go to the Reaper forum, you can find, just type adaptive grid. You'll find some videos showing what it does, and just go on Repack. And if you don't have Repack, get Repack. It's an extension in Reaper. So here's my Reaper instance. Repack gets you to a bunch of scripts and plugins and things that people made, and you can just type in the filter, like you want something that for splitting or whatever. You'll see all the different stuff that's in there, and you just install it from there. It's really handy. So let me show you I'm gonna turn off adaptive grid for now. So this is my grid setup here. Let me get to some drums. So let's say I'm editing some drums. I have my grid set up on key. So if I hit 1, I've got whole notes. 2, I got half notes. 3, I got quarter notes. 4 is eighth notes. 5, 16th notes. And I think, do I have 30-second notes on? Yep, 30-second notes if I hit 6. I also have, if I hold shift and 3, I'll get triplet quarter notes. Shift and 4, I'll get triplet eighth notes and things. But if I turn that off and I turn on adaptive grid, and I'm going to put this on narrowest. I'm not really sure how this works, but you can see this menu here. We can go from straight, triplet, and swing. I have no idea how the swing one works. You can choose your fixed sizes. I'm going to put it on narrowest and watch what happens. So when I zoom out, you see one grid size. And as I zoom in, you start seeing it get thinner and thinner and thinner. So you can get way down there. And it just automatically follows the your zoom size. And let's try. So there were a couple different options. Set custom size for range view, set limits. People were talking about it in the MIDI editor to set it for like 16 pixels or something like that. Let me just try. I'll put it on wide and let's see what happens. Actually, that's a little handier for me. Let's try widest. So at widest, you really got to zoom in before it starts splitting them up, but still not bad. Like I could just use this off the bat. I'm not sure what's going to happen if I. Oh, interesting. So when I hit my keys, it still changes to those, but if I zoom, it cancels it out. This is actually pretty damn handy. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that off for now on mine, but just so you know, this is what this thing is. Pretty handy, adaptive grid. Go grab it; it's free, and you can't beat that price. Okay, let me get back to. All right, Stringjoy has this new string set called Orbiters, and they do, I think they had like an size 8 set. Let me see. Yeah, down to 8 to 40. They're calling these balanced string sizes. So if you take a look at the sizes, 8, the 10 is a 10.5, 13.5, 22 wound, 30 wound, 40 wound. I think, let me see. Let me just check real quick. So a 30, 22 wound for your D, 30 wound and 40 wound. Is that right? So what they're doing, actually, we're looking at the string tension calculator right now that Stringjoy has. So it was 10.5 and 13.5. So if we look, the tension is around 8 for their 8 set anyway. It's around 11 pounds of tension for their plain strings and 14 pounds of tension for their wound strings. You know, I think we talked before about balanced sets, progressive tension sets, things like that. If you really look at how most string sets are made, they're like just wildly wacky in sizes. Like let me let's just pull something up. Let's do like a Diodario strings. So let's look at like a set of 9s, for instance. Let's find electric. Okay, so here's a set of 9s. Oh, wait a second. Yep. Okay, so it's 9, 11, 16. So 9, 11, and 16. And then 24, 32, 42. 24, 32, 42. Okay, so check it out. We got 14 pounds, 12 pounds, 16 pounds, 16 pounds, 17 pounds, and 15 point out. So this is actually a little bit more balanced than you'll often see. The 9 set seems pretty good, but you'll see some crazy jumps in tension on a lot of strings. And it's nice to use these string tension calculators if you really want to go crazy. I used to build up my own sets of strings. I don't anymore, but I may do it again. Stringjoy actually has a 7-string set that I think you can get with 8s. I play 8s, I know, sue me. But this is a very well balanced set, this 6-string set. But these are these are coded, supposedly like the elixirs or whatever. So let me says Stringjoy Orbiters coded electric guitar strings are the go-to coded strings when you want crisp top end, higher output, and out-of-this-world durability using a special enamel-coated nickel-plated steel wrap wire, and uncoated core wire, and our famously nuanced winding process. Best of both worlds, coated and uncoated. Lasts long, feels natural, and has a resonance previously unheard of in coated electric guitar strings. Now, I've heard dampened coated strings before. I've never had trouble with elixirs. I know a lot of people don't like elixirs, but I always was okay with them. And what's the other one? Clear Tone. Are they still in business? Because Clear Tone used to make coated strings that could hold up here in Hawaii. That's always been kind of a problem. But they didn't make 8s, so I don't end up using them. The Stringjoys are actually pretty damn expensive, honestly. Let's see. Coated. So these are just saying treated. I don't know if, yeah, here's so coated clear tone artist signature series. Let me just look at the electrics real quick. 10s and 11s. Yeah, I don't see anything very light. Electric strings. Let's look at the custom shop. Yeah, see, they don't have any 8s either. So the Stringjoys, you know, $14 a set or whatever. Yeah, $15 for a set of 6. It's kind of a lot compared to what some of the other online string makers are making, and that's actually like more money than a brand new Diodario. That doesn't mean it's bad. So let's look at the 7-string signatures. These aren't the coded ones. So one of the cool things about this site, so take a look. They've got all these already preset setups, but if I click this custom button, for the same price as any other, so $14 a pack, which is not ideal, but I can really do any string set size that I want here, and I can even get it to the same tension as they're doing in their other ones. So I can make a balanced tension set right here, and it's going to be the same price. But so this is a 3-pack or 6-pack. So if I just do one set would be $14. You know, like you just saw the Diodarios are actually $7, so it's half the price to get a set of name brand strings. But you know, Stringjoy's never really been a problem. I actually like their strings. However, there are other companies that sell like 6-packs of strings real cheap, and they're okay. I think it's Strings and Beyond or Strings by Mail. Is that the one that they had a very, I mean, they lasted as long as anything else I ever tried that was uncoated, and I think you get 12 of them for like $4 or something. So now I'd like to give these a try, but we'll see. They're a little expensive for me, but I used to love coated strings. When I was playing 10s, I definitely just play elixirs, but now I'm back on 8s, and they just don't make them for me, so it's a little tricky. But one of the cool things about Stringjoy is that they have a tension calculator, like we saw earlier what we're using. You could put in, more strings or like just scale length, like I have on 28-inch guitar or whatever. Put your drop A in here. If you want to see like what I'm running, 8, 11, 15, I think. See, my set's all over the place. I'm basically using a Diodario 8, and then I think it's 54. Like my my low A has like no tension. I think I'm doing like 38 for my low E anyway. So yeah, I'm down pretty low tension on mine, but this calculator is really handy, especially if you're going to be playing a lot of drop tuning, or you're running a longer scale length, and you're just like, wow, why is the tension so high? What do I have to do? And the reason I'm using this one is that the one I used to use, String Tension Pro by Diodario, I saw a video where one of the guys who actually worked for them said, this is how you actually say the name. And I think it was Diodario or Diodario. I think that's what they said. They didn't say that. They didn't have the A. It's like Diodario. And they have been out since like 2018 or maybe 2019. The site's been down. But that's the one I used to use, the String Tension Pro. It's pretty handy. I have no idea why they haven't fixed it in all this time. This is kind of nuts. You would have expected them to fix it a long time ago. And we just got our new web pages. Let's see how this looks. So there's a new build of multiband gate. If you guys want it, it's going to be up on Sendowl in a second. Really nothing's changed but graphics. There's some stuff going on in the background that's actually gonna make a pretty big difference, I think, to you guys. But for right now, we're just it's just slight graphics update as we move to a new graphics system, which is gonna make this thing way cooler. And it's actually a lot of stuff going on right now with our multiband gate. But here's our new website that you guys are working on. This is actually looking pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can learn more here. And we should be having a Black Friday sale in a little bit. Look, there's Alex and Trey. Why you need multiband gate? Yeah, here we go. Awesome. Thank you guys. All right. Anyways, so let's move on here. All right. So here we have a problem. I think we talked about this a couple times. Let's see. Let me just thank these guys for the new website. Okay. So this is, if you have Helix Native, for quite a long time now, years now, there's been a problem with it on many computers just showing a blank screen or giving you this failed to connect to DSP engine. And there's a lot of back and forth in the forums and between the developers, and I've sent support tickets and stuff, but for the most part, Line 6 seems to have given up on this, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you email them, they'll try. I think I've read some. I think I actually got one back where even the Line 6 support guy was like, well, we don't have a solution for this, or it's been unresolved or whatever. There are some things that seem to work for some people. Make sure if you have a solid state drive, make sure it says SSD 0. Unfortunately, on one of mine, I already did that and it didn't work. One thing that I found that I've shared with Line 6, so hopefully this makes a difference to them, is that it tends to be, if you look at my authorized devices here, if Line 6 thinks it's Windows 10, it doesn't seem to work. If it says Windows 8, even though I've never had a Windows 8 computer, but some of my computers say Windows 8 on them and they work fine. So that's it's a little crazy. but that seems to be the thing. So if it says Windows 10, it just doesn't seem to work for me. So we've gone back and forth and with a lot of this stuff, and yeah, this is what most people see, this blank screen, just says Helix Native. It has some kind of weird background on it. Boy, I don't know how to say this. So I've done my due diligence. I've actually, yesterday tech support sent back, hey, did you try uninstalling and reinstall? Of course I have. But apparently they weren't privy to the earlier conversation. So lots of times it's good if you send your history with a support ticket to a company. In this case, I did, and I maybe they didn't read it or who knows, but it turned out they kind of didn't pay attention to the history that I had written. But RD2RK was having the same problem. He was able to get his working, but he says there's the weird, seemingly random combination of Win 8 and Win 10 devices, like I was just showing you. The two most recent are Win 10 listed as Win 8, and 2 listed as Windows Snow Leopard, and that's the name of the show today, right? The Elusive Windows Snow Leopard, which is absolutely awesome. I don't know how that ended up happening, but that is the most cool name ever. Which is a crossover of Infinite Frustration. Okay, I don't know how to say this. Even as a software company, I do not like being in danger of a copy protection problem. We have minimal copy protection on our plugins. Reaper is straight honorware. Some of the other stuff I work with is honorware or minimal protection. There's things like Slate's Trigger where when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's on iLock. It's a total pain in the butt. I try not to use plugins that, even though I pay for them, if I'm in an emergency, I won't be able to find when sailing the 7 seas out there. And this is another case. One of the companies, one of the groups that often sails those seas with you, just put out a version of Helix Native 3.5. So even though I paid for it, I had to do a little bit of scallywagging in order to get it to work on my laptop, and I'm thankful that somebody was able to do that. And I know it's a huge debate topic, and I understand people feel different ways about that, but it should work. So better get the thing working so we don't even have to worry about that stuff. But there you go. If you really need Helix Native to work, you've paid for it and it won't work, go see Redbeard or Blackbeard or whatever, and you'll probably find a way to get this done. Okay, so man, we are always talking about routing on here, and heard a lot about this Source Nexus lately, and I've seen a couple videos. This is a app thing for, let's say, Windows, $295. Actually, so Mac OS or Windows, it will supposedly send and receive between different audio apps. I don't know if it gives you a dummy sound card. I think it does. I don't know, for $295, that's hurting. But if you really need this type of solution, this may be the thing to go with. I think there's been so many of these, all the way back to virtual audio cable, right? But let's see what's route audio from Pro Tools into OBS. I wish I would said more on here, but it seems to let you route between one app to another, and you guys on Apple, you're not immune. I know I always hear about this crap, how it's not a problem on Apple, you just aggregate the device or whatever. No, you don't. On Apple, I'm using something called like Black Hole or I don't know. I had to pay for something and it ended up working, but It's no easier on Apple than it is on Windows. In fact, I think it's a little bit harder because you got to buy the stuff. Anyway, so this is Source Nexus. If you really need something like this, NDI tools hopefully will be working. So far, not so good, but one of the other ones out there is Brandon Sills got a video right now. He's been pushing this for a long time. If you're not a subscriber of Brandon Sills on YouTube, that's SILLS. You should be. So he's showing. Let's see. So I had actually asked him, "Hey Brandon, is this still a thing to use?" We're talking about ASIO Link Pro. He says, "For me, it has been for countless months now. I use Voicemeeter and had some issues with glitchy or distorted audio in the past Twitch streams. Tried synchronous audio router and encountered PSODs often for some reason. And there's not been anything else for PC that equates to or excels at what ASIO Link Pro has done for me. Sure, it's intimidating, but definitely hoping this PDF helps demystifying some of it, or at least making it less intimidating." So what we're talking about is this software called ASIO Link Pro. It's actually kind of old. It is a virtual audio kind of system too. I think it gives you dummy sound cards, but it's got ASIO as well. So you don't have the issue that you have in Voicemeeter of losing your low latency 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 audio interface ASIO set drivers, which I think there's a way around in Voicemeeter, but I'm not 1,000% sure. But we'll talk about that in a second. But Brandon's got a show, an episode. What do you call it? A video called ASIO Link Pro PDF live stream, and it's an hour long. It's a little bit long, but he talks you through a lot of stuff about how to use ASIO Link Pro. And this piece of software was made by someone. It used to be, I don't know how much it used to cost, but the guy who made it died. And somebody reached out to his family, and they ended up getting a patching tool that patches it. So this may never be built again. There was a couple other ones they're in development in GitHub. I think soft synchronous audio routers, one of them. So this may never be updated. I don't know if anybody's got the source code for it, but there is a patcher for it, so you can use it. Brandon gives a download link to his own PDF that tells you how to do this, his Discord, and then you can go to the family's webpage and get ASIO Link Pro, I think. So if you need to route audio between these things, go check this out. Another one that we're talking about a couple times is Sonobus. It sort of works. It doesn't really do what we need this to do. So let me show you. This is my laptop routing. I set up, I think last week, and this doesn't quite show everything, but this is me using Voicemeeter. And in fact, if you can see it, so I have several sources. So my mic, this is the actual microphone. A laptop mic, that's the built-in laptop mic. Audio from YouTube. So I mean, this is what I have to use on my shows, for instance. An OBS output, and let's see, the output of Restream, which we're using right now. The game out, like if we're playing PlanetSide, Reaper out. And this is going into Voicemeeter using virtual audio cables and whatever. In fact, I have a special guest here today, and that special guest is me. So let me add me to the stream here. Let's see. Why is that so fuzzy looking? Is there something I can do to unfuzz that? So what you're looking at right here is this is Voicemeeter on my laptop right here. Let me cover this up. Let me see if I can clean up that. Why would that be so fuzzy? Check my settings. High definition. I don't know that I can get that prettier than that. That's kind of sad. But so if you're looking at it, Voicemeeter lets you play stuff out of too, which is pretty cool. They have a little tape recorder that you can use for recording or playing back nonsense when you're trying to torture people in game or whatever. And if you're looking here, like here's my mic. So this is like my USB mic. You can pick you see your audio inputs and outputs here. And the important part to really see on here is that these things that say cable output, cable A, cable B, and these are special dummy sound cards that come with Voicemeeter, and you can use them. You can set your app to go to them, and then use the other output of it to get into Voicemeeter. So it's basically a virtual audio cable. If you were using that way back 20 years ago, the original early Windows audio days, we had a virtual audio cable. This is just a mixer that uses virtual audio cable alongside other things. And then there's Voicemeeter. I think some of these are ASIO. Voicemeeter virtual audio I/O. It shows up as an ASIO driver inside a Reaper anyway. And so these things are mixers. You can send out, like, the A output goes out to my speakers. B output goes to some of the virtual outputs. It's a really handy thing if you have to do it this way. I think we at AIX DSP are planning on doing our own routing system and ending this tyranny once for all. But his Voicemeeter is actually pretty good. And I think that's really all I got for today. I'm going to thank my special guest, me, for coming on here and sharing the laptop screen. And I'll see you guys next